before we get to some other news, an off-field analyst coming by way of Baltimore, which, of course, is an obvious connection that we've seen crop up a few times, Clayton.
Yeah, so Biff Poggi, who is a longtime high school head coach in the Baltimore area. He was at Gilman, which is where he really kind of became famous around coaching ranks. He wrote a book about, coaching philosophy and things like that. I actually had a coaching class in college, and we read his book that he co-authored, and it was about the philosophies they were bringing in, kind of servant leadership and things like that. So he is, very well respected in Baltimore and around the country in the high school coaching circles, and actually came to Michigan, as you mentioned. So this isn't the first time that he's been here. He came to Michigan in 2016. His son, Henry, was a fullback on the Michigan roster. He was offered a spot, and he was there before Jim Harbaugh had gotten to Michigan. His son became there. They obviously got to know each other and, connected. Came in as the associate head coach. That's the title he's going to have again. But again, it's an off-field role. He's going to work with the offensive line. He's also going to mentor some of the younger assistant coaches on Michigan staff. I like the move. I love Biff Poggi. He's a good follow on Twitter. He's if anyone, maybe he'll tweet a little bit less now that he's back in the college ranks. But, I've followed him for a while, liked his background, and I thought it was a good addition, especially when, Mark, we've talked a few times about this, kind of revamped Michigan assistant coaching staff. There are a lot of young guys on the staff. So to have a guy like him who knows a lot about connecting with kids, coaching, being a guy that's in a mentor type of role, he's definitely going to help in that aspect. He's also going to handle, I believe, some administrative things as well. So Jim Harbaugh continuing even here with just a few weeks until training camp begins, continuing to make some moves. Again, I like this one.
Hey, everyone. We got Clayton Sayfie in the line from the Wolverine on Rivals. Check out his work again on rivalsthewolverine.com, talking up Michigan football each and every day. And Big Ten Media Days will provide a lot of talk prior to that August camp that Clayton references. Big Ten Media Days, something you're going to attend here?
Yeah, we'll be down in Indianapolis. Usually it's in Chicago, but they moved it down to Lucas Oil Stadium in Indy to, have a little bit more room. You saw them also do that with the Big Ten basketball tournament this past spring, moving it from Chicago to Indianapolis. And it will be lots of storylines. The first time that really we got to talk to Jim Harbaugh and a couple assistant coaches at some of these satellite camps, but the first really organized media setting for Michigan football, probably for a lot of these other schools in person in the last couple of years. So that will be it will be good. It'll be refreshing to see as we get back to normal here. But some top storylines going in. I mean, there's no shortage of them. Quarterback, we don't yet know who's going to be the starting quarterback for Michigan. Caden McNamara was the leader coming out of the spring, but J.J. McCarthy continues to get better from what we've heard. Alan Bowman is now in town from Texas Tech. He's got a few years left of eligibility. He threw for over 5,000 yards at Texas Tech, started double-digit games. So he has the most experience out of any guy in that room. So don't count him out, even though we've heard that he's kind of running third right now in some of these workouts. So the quarterback, that's going to be something to look for. When you look at the offensive line, we kind of know three guys that are going to start. Ryan Hayes probably at left tackle there, Zach Zinter at one of the inside spots, and then Andrew Stuber at either right guard or right tackle. But there's, Zach Zinter could play center. He could play guard. Stuber, like I mentioned, could play guard or tackle. So finding the best five is Michigan's mission on the offensive line. They have a new offensive line coach in Sharon Moore. So storylines like crazy there. And then on the defensive side, you have an entirely new system with Mike McDonald coming in as the coordinator, switching to a 3-4, going away from that famous Don Brown, Dr. Blitz type of stuff. They're still going to be aggressive, as no defensive coordinator would come in and say they're not going to be aggressive, but it's going to be a different type of scheme. You're going to see more zone, and they have a lot to replace on that side of the ball with Kwity Paye gone now. You have Aiden Hutchinson coming back, a preseason All-American, Dax Hill on the back end at safety. So there's going to be a lot to talk about down there in Indy, and I can't wait to, kind of ramp up here. You can almost feel it. It's next week, end of next week. It's on the horizon. You can feel football coming at. And for me, it's always the kind of the unofficial kickoff, in my opinion. Once you get these coaches up at a podium, you get the kids, talking at some of these tables, and you get all the questions and all the media attention on college football. It really feels like the unofficial kickoff of the season.
Yeah, I covered SEC Media Days for 7 consecutive years. I've never been to another. Well, I've been to the American Conference Media Days here about 3 or 4 times in the last few years. And besides that, I now kick back on my couch and try to catch them all at the same time. But yeah, especially for the media, maybe the fans don't quite get it. It's that first dive into, okay, we get to hear some fresh information and hopefully just kind of launch all our storylines as we get ready for August camp.